Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Triumph One Light Interior Wall Sconce. This is the 21070. I happen to have it right here, which is awesome, so we can talk about it, and I can show you guys lots of details. Let's get into the size of the fixture itself, and this is going to be 14.8 inches from the bottom of the fixture to the top of the fixture, 5.3 inches wide. Projection from the wall coming out is really short. It's coming out only at 3.1 inches. That makes this ADA compliant, which means that those of you who are doing restaurants, hotels can use this in hallways and all over the place. It's a great piece. So moving on from there, why don't we talk about a little bit more on this. We'll get into the back plate, and actually I want to show you the back of it too and how this kind of all works. So you'll notice this is hollow back in here. Your mounting height, that's the distance from the bottom of the fixture to the middle of the electrical outlet box, coming in at 7.04. So I want to show you the back plate too, and that's going to be important for a lot of you guys. It's going to go over your standard 4-inch junction box, which I happen to have right here. Standard 4-inch J box hides right back there. That's what those little holes are for. They're going to line up with the holes in the screws on this. 14.8 inches tall, 5.3 inches wide. And you'll notice there are holes at the top that accept screws and the bottom, and they're going to go right into the ones that are top and bottom here. You'll notice also it's going to be a center mount in the middle of this. If you guys have any thoughts about putting holes in this, as far as because your electrical box may be higher up or lower, contact me and I will walk you through that. Best thing to do is call, because I want to walk you through it in person more or less. So moving on from there, why don't we talk about finish right now. You're going to have two finish options you got to play with up there in those pull down menus. One is going to be the back plate, and that's going to be this part here obviously, and then the accent is the arched part, and then the part that's going to be holding the socket. This is a soft contrast. This is bronze for the back plate and soft gold for the front accent, but you can play all you like. There's some great contrast out there, like black on the back and maybe vintage platinum on the front, or maybe let's see, I think the one in the picture that we have as a stock photograph is going to be black in the back and then modern brass in the front. That's going to be a much bolder contrast, but either way it's an awesome thing. It's going to take a G9 socket. Almost forgot about it there. So a G9 socket is going to take a G9 bulb, and you can go up to 25 watts for the old school halogen. That's this guy here, has little prongs on the bottom. These are bent wires. And when you get into LEDs, sometimes they have bent wires, sometimes they have tabs on the bottom too. And you can do LEDs in this with absolutely no problem. So your only limitation is, can I get the bulb into this piece of glass? And this is the diffuser that's going to hide whatever bulb you put in, and it basically just sets right inside of that. So it's a really pretty look, but it also hides a lot, and there's actually threading at the top, so you go that, and it kind of screws down. So we will talk more about bulbs. So like I said, if you want to go halogens, it's a 25 watt max because of the heat generated by a halogen bulb in that. But when you get into LEDs, you can do whatever you like, because we know that pretty much all of these G9 LEDs are going to fit. All kinds of different LEDs out there that will do the job. This is a phosphorus one that has that yellow strip running through it. Sometimes they have lines. These are called cob LEDs. They look like corn cobs. This is a 75 watt equivalent. This is a 40 watt equivalent. This is a 60 watt equivalent. And it's really up to you what your needs are. It's a dimmable fixture. It doesn't matter if you do halogens or if you do LEDs. Just buy the right dimmer for that. When we get into the color of light of LEDs, I always talk about that color Kelvin scale, 2700 Kelvin. That's going to be super, super yellow, orange, like the setting sun, which would be very pretty in this. Depends on what your aims are. But on the other side of that is something called daylight, and that sounds warm, but it's not warm. That is a kind of cold hospital waiting room light, or an overcast day. That's that bluish white light you see out there. In the middle of all that, what we use in our showroom is called warm white. That's 3000 Kelvin. That's what we like to use here, because that mimics the light coming out of an incandescent bulb I grew up with, that nice warm glow. That's the light coming down on my hands right now from the LEDs above us. So my choice in this, I might go for maybe a phosphorus LED in that, which is this guy here. But you're going to see tons of these out there. The best place to find them is on Amazon. If you're on Amazon, just put in G9 LED, and up it's going to pop a huge amount of things for you to look at. And don't be afraid of the equivalent wattages, because a lot of these are going to be probably maybe up to 15 watts, probably not even that high. They're mostly going to go anywhere from 4 probably to about 10 watts as far as actual wattage go, but it's the wattage equivalents you have to watch out for. Another thing is I want to talk to you about the installations instructions really quick, because it's going to show you drawings of the backplate setup, and that way to do that is to look over that way. Midway down you're going to see a link that's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that up for me. It is going to show you a full parts list. It's going to show you how to put the glass on, which takes like 2 seconds. It's going to show you more information about the backplate too, and it's good for you to see that. So that's on all of the fixtures from Hubbardton Forge on our site. There's always going to be that installation guide, so really take advantage of those if you can. Let's get into finishes now. If you're on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a tab. It's going to say Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. There's going to be a video on there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be talking about a chart a little farther down on the page. You'll see it next to me here. It's going to kind of go over the differences between heavy forging and non-heavy forging, and it'll be talked about in that video. So it's really important that you kind of watch the video, use the chart. You can click on that chart on different things, so you can click on dark smoke and a big page will pop up and show you lots of different things in dark smoke. Click on burnished steel or natural iron, it'll do the same thing. But it's really important that you understand how Hubbardton Forge's finishes are kind of divided into translucent and opaque, and how they can look on different fixtures. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's on Display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you were coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the clearance center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email and I can walk you through the whole thing, okay? So if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.